let's have a look at a second study. And this study was done in 2021. I've provided a link down there. And this was about whether perceived abilities, so perceived intelligence or perceived, personality traits, creativity, etc., were actually more important than your objective intelligence, creativity, personality. So the actual, whether it's the perceived trait, whether it's the presence of the actual trait in the individual, which is more likely to predict your attractiveness or your appeal to a partner or a potential partner. It's worth noting that this was done in a speed dating context. So speed dating being where, you have a limited amount of time to meet a number of different mates, as opposed to a study about long-term marriage. So this was not a longitudinal study. Some of the highlights that the authors have pointed out were that they found women with higher creativity had higher mate appeal. Intelligence and emotional competence did not significantly predict mate appeal. And they found that perceived abilities were more relevant for attraction than measured ones. So those are really important things. It was actually the perception of someone's intelligence or their creativity or emotional competence that was actually more likely to predict whether someone appeared attractive or appealing to a potential mate or partner than their actual intelligence. It was the perception, not the actual innate intelligence. And they found that intelligence did not significantly predict mate appeal. So that's really important. Yeah. So on to the study. They asked, are intelligent, creative, and emotionally competent people more desirable? Well, they assessed whether verbal, numeric, and spatial intelligence, creativity, and intra and interpersonal emotional competence are associated with real-life mate appeal. They did this via speed dates, as I said, with 87 women and 88 men. And what they found that was only one measured ability, and that was women's creativity, was significantly associated with mate appeal. Whilst ability perceptions, or the perceived ability of someone, of how intelligent someone was, how creative someone was, how competent someone was in a number of other aspects that they've mentioned, were more important. However, most importantly in this study, they found that all of these effects, both of perceived abilities or perceived intelligence, and also one's actual intelligence, were all reduced substantially after physical attractiveness was controlled for. And that suggests that the investigated abilities play a lesser role in initial attraction than have been proposed in the past. So something that's really, really important to bear in mind here is that essentially physical attractiveness against all the other qualities, intelligence, creativity, emotional competence, emotional abilities, etc., were less important than physical attractiveness. And that was both for men and for women.